not been adopted, owing to the negative vote of a permanent member of the Council. I now give the floor to those members of the Council who wish to make a statement after the vote. I give the floor to the representative of Algeria.
Thank you, Mr. President. I begin my statement today in this 10,000th session of the Security Council with an apology. An apology to the people of Palestine, in particular in Gaza, to those whose eyes are turned to this Council today. We Algerians, we hear you, Palestinian sisters, Palestinian brothers. Forgive us. Forgive us, in particular in Gaza, where fire consumes, where rubble suffocates. Forgive us because this Council could not save your children. More than 18,000 of them have been killed by Israel. Forgive us because this Council could not protect your women. More than 12,000 of them have been killed by Israel. Forgive us because this Council could not shield your elderly. More than 4,000 of them have been killed by Israel. Forgive us because this Council could not defend your doctors, your nurses. More than 1,400 have been killed by Israel. Forgive us because we couldn't defend your journalists. More than 250 have been killed by Israel. Forgive us because we couldn't protect your aid workers. More than 500 of them have been killed by Israel. Forgive us because famine now spreads in Gaza, and this Council could not stop it, could not even act to denounce it, because this Council could not halt your forced displacement, and because aid, humanitarian aid, is turned into a weapon. And this Council, this very Council, could not break the siege of Gaza. Forgive us, because the world speaks of rights, but deny them to you, Palestinians. Forgive us because our efforts, our sincere efforts, shattered against the wall of rejection. Despite these sincere efforts, this Security Council was not of any help for you. Why? Because Israel is shielded, because it is immune. Immune not by international law, but by the bias of this international system. Israel kills every day, and nothing happens. Israel starves a people, and nothing happens. Israel bombs hospitals, schools, shelters, and nothing happens. Israel attacks a mediator and steps on diplomacy, and nothing happened. And with every act, unpunished, humanity itself is diminished. Colleagues, history will not weigh our speeches. It will weigh our deeds. When Gaza burned, when children starved, when hospitals fell under the bomb, did we act? Yes. Yet know this. Today, 14 courageous members of this Security Council raise their voice. They have acted with conscience, echoing the calls of the international public opinion. Palestinian sisters, Palestinian brothers, be assured, we will not give up. This is not the last time this Council is acting, and the international community must shoulder its duty. President, again, this Council failed. Another scar of the conscience of humanity. Shame. Shame on helplessness. Shame in the face of genocide. Genocide unfolding before open eyes. And to those who still deny, read the report. Read the report of the Independent Commission of Inquiry. Its words are clear, and I quote, "The Commission concludes that the State of Israel bears responsibility for the failure to prevent genocide, the commission of genocide, and the failure to punish genocide against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip." This Council has already failed twice in preventing genocide. Today, it appears we are on the verge of witnessing a third failure. And at this moment, there can be no ambiguity. Each of us must choose either to act to stop the genocide or to be counted among those who were complicit. Mr. President, Palestine has never been surrendered to empires or invaders. Those who sought to subdue it are remembered only in shame. Palestine is for the Palestinian, and Algeria, as President Abdelmajid Tebboune has vowed, will never, never abandon them. Not until the establishment of Palestinian state with Al-Quds Sharif as its capital. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Algeria for the statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Somalia.
Thank you, Mr. President. On this 10,000th meeting of the Security Council, we are reminded of the immense responsibility and the solemn promise carried by this body. 10,000 times the world has looked into this chamber for a leadership, for conscience, and for a hope. Today, as we confront the tragedy unfolding in Gaza, that responsibility weighs heavier than ever. We have voted in favor of this draft resolution today because the situation in Gaza is urgent and needs an immediate attention. As we speak, the IDF military operation is expanding rapidly. An unprecedented famine, humanitarian catastrophe, and unfolding before our own eyes by the hour, compounding the suffering of civilians, mainly women and children. The world looks to this Council for action. Yet today, we have failed to adopt a resolution safeguarding the basic rights of Gaza's people. This is not just a procedural lapse, but a profound moral failing. The draft E10 resolution is grounded in the very language and the spirit of United Nations Charter, reaffirming the principles we have all pledged to uphold. It called for what should be a foundational minimum, namely an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire in Gaza, the release of all hostages, the unembedded flow of humanitarian aid, and respect for the international law by all parties. And yet, time and again, this Council has been blocked from action, invoking sometimes explicit, more often unspoken, of dangerous language and dangerous logic, that the suffering of some is more tolerable than the suffering of others, and that the lives of certain people matter less. It's a notion that has stained our history before, and it's one we must reject utterly. The moment we begin to measure the worth of human life by nationality, ethnicity, or circumstances, we lose the very foundation upon which this institution was built. The world is not watching. Every delay, every evocation signals to those under siege that their pain is negotiable, their rights conditional, their lives expendable. We cannot allow the logic of lesser lives to take root here in this United Nations Security Council. If we do, we not only fail the people of Gaza, we fail ourselves and the ideals of the founding values of United Nations and the overwhelming consensus of the international community. I thank all members who voted in favor of the resolution.